Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Lego Batman statue. I haven't made a statue in ages, but a lot of you guys have been requesting this, and there was just something about the request that I just wanted to give a go and fulfill, and I think that I've actually done a pretty decent job. So, the statue is in a Lego style. It's not like in a Minecraft skin style, it's in like an actual like Lego man style, as you can see from like the shape of the head and the body and the feet and the arms. It's not supposed to emulate a Minecraft skin. It's supposed to emulate like an actual Lego figure. And I have two different Batmen for you. I have one with more like the classical light grey costume with the black accents, and we have what is probably more factual to the movie here, which is the actual black costume. So it's kind of up to you like which color scheme you go with for this statue, but please do let me know, by the way. Do you like this video? Do you like this sort of stuff? I've not done anything in quite a while because I've not really been into it, but this was a request that I really wanted to do. So let me know if you do enjoy this sort of stuff. Like the video if you do enjoy it. Comment down below, what else would you like me to do next? Would you like me to do Robin as well? I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. If you do enjoy the video, please do consider subscribing to the channel. If you subscribe, say hello. I would love to say hello back. Also, do click the little bell next to the subscription button, and that will ensure that you get every single one of my videos sent directly to your sub box. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Lego Batman statue. Why don't I actually show you how to make it? So, if you want to make him, here's what you'll need. Grab yourself some white hardened clay, some yellow hardened clay, some cyan hardened clay, some black wool, some light grey wool, and some white wool. Now, these are the materials that you will need to make the light grey, the more classical version of Batman. However, I will also show you how to make the opposite version of Batman. However, I will do it at the end of this version. All you have to do is a very simple color swap, and you can very easily swap between the two very quickly without too much bother, but I will show you that at the end of the video. This is the one that I prefer making, this is the one that I prefer looking at, so that's why I'm doing the light grey version, but it is up to you which one you want to do. Well, once you have your materials and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm actually going to be making in my theme park. Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is you want to kick off your build with a row of 5 light grey wool coming directly up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you want to take that 5th block and go right of it by 2, 1, 2. Then still going right, do a black wool. Go right by 3 with the light grey. That's 1, 2, 3. Then take each one of those light grey walls, and I mean every single one of them, and extend each one of the light grey walls down to the ground like this. Then take the bottom row of light grey wool and extend them out in front of the statue by 1 row. Then take out your black wool and add a row of black on top of the legs, left to right, to form this shape. Then, for the next row, going from left to right, on top of this black row, you want to do 2 yellow hardened clay, 1, 2, 1 black, 1 yellow hardened clay, 1 black, 2 yellow hardened clay. Then for the next row, on top of this, do an entire row of yellow clay. Then do an entire row of light grey wool coming up on top of this. Then you want to take the 2 squares on the left, here, and on the right, here, the 2 squares of yellow hardened clay, and you want to extend them out in the front of the build by 1 row. These are Batman's like utility pouches as a part of his belt, and well, I kind of wanted to accentuate them. You don't have to, but I think it looks better. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to, for the next row on top of this light grey wool, going from left to right, you want to do 1 cyan hardened clay, 2 light grey, 1 cyan hardened clay, 2 light grey, 1 cyan clay. For the next row, left to right, you want to do 1 light grey, 1 cyan clay, 1 light grey, 1 clay, 1 grey, 1 clay, 1 grey. For the next row, do 2 light grey, 3 cyan hardened clay, 2 light grey. For the next row, do 2 grey, then 3 yellow, 2 grey. For the next row, do 1 light grey, 1 yellow, 3 black, 1 yellow, 1 grey. For the next row, do 1 cyan, then 2 yellow, 1 black, 2 yellow, 1 grey, or 1 cyan I should say. Then, for the next row, and this is the final row you want to do, 2 cyan, 3 yellow, 2 cyan. And this is the shape that you will end up with. And as you can see, I'm sure you can tell, this is what you want to have for the front of your Batman. Looks great, doesn't it? Well, once you've got that sorted out, this is what you want to do next. So, I think we're actually going to move straight up to the head because the head's actually quite difficult to do. So, you want to start off by, on top of the last row that you made, just add an additional row of black wool directly on top of it, right? You then want to take that row and you want to extend it forwards by 1 row, like this. Then, on top of this new row, you want to, going from left to right, you want to do 1 black wool, 1 white clay, 3 white wool, 1 white clay, 1 black wool. For the next row, do 1 black wool, then 5 white clay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 black wool. For the next row, do an entire row of black. Then for the next row, do 1 black, 2 white, 1 black, 2 white, 1 black, like this. Then finish this off by doing an entire row of black wool, like that. So you want to end up with something that should look like this. And I realise that is a little bit boring. We'll be taking care of that in just a moment, don't you worry. Now, once you've got that sorted out, this is what you want to do next. So, you want to take the row of black that you placed, the very first row, and you want to extend this row backwards by 3 rows. So that's 1, 2, and you want to do 3, like this, okay? Then take that, oh, we missed a block off the end. Then take the 2 corners of the end of that last row and extend the corners up and connect them to the front of the head. Like this. You can see me doing it now. So you want to turn it into this shape. It's kind of like a rectangular shape. You then want to fill in every single side of this rectangle with black wool, and that will make it easier to do the next bit. And we will then, after we have filled this in, we will shape the head. So we'll make the head a nice shape. And we also, well, we'll fill in the top, why not? Why not fill in the top as well? Okay, so there we go. So now we've filled in the head, we have a pretty bizarre looking head shape, right? Well, we want to do this to the front of the head. So underneath the mouth area, we want to add a row of black in front of the head. So just underneath the mouth, going from left to right, we want to do a row of black that extends out. You can see that. Around the eyes, underneath the eyes, we want to add a row of black going from left to right, and above the eyes, we want to add a row of black going from left to right, like that. Take the middle block and connect them together, like this. That makes Batman's face look a lot better. If we come to the back here, we want to take the back of the head, and we kind of want to do this, so we want to take the first blocks in, coming from either end, like left and right, and we want to kind of like, we want to add a bit in the middle of the head that kind of like, it shapes the head a little bit nicer, and it makes the head ever so slightly bigger. So can you see we've like extended the head out backwards, except we've left the very left hand blocks and the very right hand blocks alone. If we come to the top of the head now, we also want to take the square in the center of the head. So if you kind of like come in by 1 block on each side, you kind of want to extend the center square of the head up by 1 row, like this. And you can also fill it in as well. And you want to, on the left-hand side of the head, you want to take the 3 middle blocks just next to this square, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then you want to go up on top of these back 2 blocks by another 1. And then the back block that you just placed, like this row of 2, you want to go up on top of this by 1 as well. And then you want to add another row inside of this row, so you want to form the ear. And I'm really sorry that this is kind of like difficult to explain. You're just going to have to look very closely at what I'm doing, and that'll help you out a lot more, I promise you. And then if we come to the opposite end of the head, we want to do the same thing. So we want to take these 3 center blocks and extend them outwards. Then the last 2, and the last 1. and you want to add an additional block inside of those. So you want to form Batman's ears, like his bat ears. And there you have Batman's head. You can see that it's shaped really, really nicely, and it looks great, and it's like it is the right size, it's the right shape, it looks fantastic. What you want to do now is this. So you want to come all the way down to the bottom of the legs. You want to take the grey of the bottom of the legs, and you want to extend them back by 2 rows. So that's 1 and 2. So you want to take every single block of the bottom of the legs, all of the grey, you want to extend that row backwards by 2 rows, like this. You can see me doing it here. It's really, really simple. So it takes a little doing. It does take a little while, but you know, what do you want? You know, it's a statue. It takes a little bit. Then you want to do the black. You want to do the same thing. So take each one of the black blocks and extend them back by 1 row, just above the legs. Then we want to do this. So you know the yellow of the utility belt? We want to extend the yellow backwards, the top row of yellow. However, the bottom row of yellow, we don't. We want to do a layer of black instead. So from the side, we want to have this effect. You can see that we kind of want to have like a very clear belt line, not 2 rows of yellow. Then we want to come all the way up to the top of the statue, and you want to take the top 2 corners of cyan hardened clay and extend them backwards by 2. And then you want to do the same thing with the 2 rows of cyan. Extend the cyan back. However, the rest of the back then can be made completely light grey wool. Very, very simple. Just completely make the rest of the back light grey wool. And that will be the back, kind of your Batman statue. We do have just a little bit more to do. As you know, Batman has arms. As you might be surprised, Batman has arms, and he also has a cloak. And also just fill in the back of this as well with light grey wool. And you know what? If you want to make it look slightly better, make the top row also cyan. I think that'll look a little bit better. You'll be able to see it behind the cloak. It'll add a little something to it. There you go. So you want to have this for the back. Very simple, really. What we now want to do is this. So if you come all the way to... it's probably easiest if we start... You know this row of cyan hardened clay that we have up at the top, right? You want to come in and you want to place a black wall here and here. So 1 block in from your row of cyan hardened clay, you want to place a black wall coming in from either side. You want to connect these 2 black walls together by doing 2 bottom inward diagonals, forming a V shape right at the top of Batman's back, like this. You then want to take this right hand black wall that we placed right at the top of the back, and you want to do 2 bottom right diagonals from it. That's 1 and 2. Take that second block and extend it down by 11. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, 1, 2. That second one should touch the floor. Do an up left diagonal, go up by 2, left by 2, down by 2, 1, 2. Do a bottom left diagonal, do 2 upper left diagonals, 1 and 2. Go up on top of that second up left diagonal, go up on top of it until you are 1 block off of the very, you want to leave it until it connects to the cyan hardened clay that you have at the top of the back. You then want to do an upright diagonal, and that will connect you to the opposite part of the cloak. So you want to have this shape. Then we want to add a row of black wool just inside of the top of the cloak like this, so we want to smooth it off a bit. We then want to take out our cyan hardened clay, and underneath the black walls that we just placed, we want to have rows of cyan hardened clay extending from the top part of the cloak down to the bottom part of the cloak, and they will connect in those positions. So like the 2 center parts of the cloak, left and right, we want to fill in with cyan hardened clay. Then you can fill the entire rest of the cloak in with black wool, and that will be Batman's cloak. It's very, very easy to make, looks great, it's 3D, I don't know, I just like everything about it. It's fantastic. There we go, there's Batman's cloak. Now, once you've done that, we have to do Batman's arms. As you know, Batman has arms. Shouldn't really be a surprise. There's a couple of ways you can position the arms, but the position that I like is kind of like out in front of him at like a 90-degree angle. So come to any side of Batman, left or right. Take the top, center, cyan hardened clay of the side and place a light grey wool in front of it. Do a bottom right diagonal with your light grey. Go down by 1. Do a bottom right diagonal with your light grey. Right by 1. Down by 2. 1, 2. then go left by 3, 1, 2, 3, then do an up left diagonal, up by 3, 1, 2, 3. Fill the center of this in, center of this shape. Take the row of outward 3 light grey wool and add a row of cyan hardened clay in front of them. Take the top and the bottom cyan hardened clays, extend them outwards by 1 row. Add an additional layer of material on the outer part of this, so wherever you have light grey wool, add light grey, wherever you have cyan hardened clay, add cyan hardened clay. You will end up with a shape that should look exactly like that. So you can have the arm outwards at a 90-degree angle, or you could say come to the other side here. It's up to you. If you it's however you want to position this, it's up to you. But if you wanted to say have the arm dangle down, you could place a light grey wool at the top center side of this arm. You could do a bottom left diagonal, and then you could go down by, let me work this out guys, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's probably too many. Go down by 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then actually we'll knock one off, we'll make it 5, and then we'll place a cyan hardened clay, go right at that clay by 2, take the first clay and the third clay, extend them down each by 1, and then just do a row of light grey wool coming up the right hand side to connect to the top of the arm, fill in the center of the arm, then add another layer of material onto the outer part. Now, I kind of did just like freestyle that, but that is how the arm would look, kind of like in this position, just dangling down. It'd probably come down about as far as his utility belt, if not ever so slightly shorter. So like if you wanted it to come down just like one row shorter than that, it's kind of like up to you. But the point is, like, it's really easy to just position his arms in different ways. I personally like the arm kind of like out in front of him by 1 row, because it just better shows the shape of the arm and the hand and everything. I prefer it that way, but it's kind of up to you. That's Batman though. That is Batman completely done. If you want to reskin Batman, here's what you can do. So like, say you want the black version of Batman, right? Here's what you would do first of all. So there's not too many differences. Batman's pants, you would simply make like cyan hardened clay. So you would change the color of his pants to cyan hardened clay, right? Here. Like that. And you would make his legs black. So you would make his legs black instead of light grey wool. And you would also do the same with his chest and stuff like that. So you would simply make his pants cyan hardened clay. You would make his torso black wool, like this. And those are the only changes you would have to make. Well, kind of. You would probably also want to change the color of his cloak, but you can see here, like, it's not that hard to do. It's really quite easy to reskin Batman. It's really easy to make him a completely different color. Like, you can see the process that you do it is you just delete the blocks. There's not that many of them. Like, you just delete the blocks and you just change the color of them. I actually quite like him in black as I see him now, but it really is up to you what you want to do. But like with the cloak as well, like if you wanted to make the cloak, then if you wanted to make it like cyan hardened clay, it's also quite easy to do that. You just mark out the rows using your cyan hardened clay, then you fill them in. Like if you just mark out the edge like this, and then you just fill the center of it in with cyan hardened clay. You guys get the idea, and it's so easy to just reskim it. It'll take you like 3 minutes to completely change the color of him. And, well, what else can I tell you? That's the Batman statue. You can have him have any color you want. I'm actually liking the black as I see it now. I think black actually looks really quite good. But it is up to you which color you want to make him. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. We can have kind of like a hybrid now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Please, if you do enjoy this video, give it a like. I'd really, really appreciate it. I've not made anything quite like this in a while. I've not made like a statue or anything kind of like fantasy related like this in ages. So do let me know whether you like this. If you want me to make Robin, I will absolutely do that. And if you want me to make anything else, then I'd definitely take it into consideration. It's completely up to you guys. Let me know down there in the comments. Remember, do like this video if you do like this stuff and you want to see more of it. Subscribe if you do also want to see more of it as well. Say hello if you subscribe. Click the little bell next to the subscription button. That will ensure that every single one of my videos gets sent directly to your sub box. And if you do want to check out my videos, by the way, guys, if you want to check out the card system in the description below, then you'll find all sorts of tutorials for all sorts of stuff. Like, if you wanted to check out like my theme park playlist, then you would find a tutorial for like this Ferris wheel and this bouncy castle and like the carousel. That works, by the way. That's a redstone carousel, and like a trampoline, and that's like a little that's like a water slide. Then you'd find the theme park playlist, and that show you how to make all that sort of stuff. But if you wanted to make more city related builds, then you check out the real world buildings playlist, where we have Tesco's, that's a pub over there, skyscrapers, townhouses, and petrol stations, train stations, churches, all that sort of stuff. If you wanted to make any sort of house, then we have all sorts of house builds playlists. We have like modern houses, as you can see, the cube house. We have, this is a modern mansion that I'm kind of fluttering over now. We have more suburban style houses, and we have even a wooden mansion over there that you might be able to see. Like, we have all sorts of stuff on the channel, and even more so, we have like a public park that we are currently working on. So if you wanted to work on, say, a public park which has all sorts of builds attached to it, from soccer pitches to tennis courts to duck ponds to skate parks to tree houses and survival houses and all sorts of crazy stuff, just basically check out the channel. I'm sure that you would love it. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. That's the best advice I can give you. Check out the channel if you want to make any sort of anything. I've done all sorts of crazy stuff on the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video, and please do have a really good day.